Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu hal adullukum ala tijaratin tunjikum min adzabin alim tu'minuna billahi wa rasulihi wa tujahiduna fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum wa anfusikum dzalikum khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. To the Honorable Sir Khalid, as a supervisor who has allowed me to present my proposal. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Sulistianingsih. My NPM is 191224034. The title of my proposal is The Effect of Cartoon Film on Students Vocabulary Mastery at Grade 9 of SMP Negeri 2 Medan. Okay, we enter to chapter 1. There is introduction. In introduction, there are 7 points that I will explain. The first is background of the research. Background of the research is language is a tool of communication. To build a good communication, both listener and speaker should understand each other's, because the purpose of communication is to transfer and exchange ideas. And the point is mastery vocabulary is very important. Next, 2. Identification of the research. The problem is in the lack of students' ability in vocabulary mastery, lack of students' understanding of the learning material, and the minimal use of media. Next. Number 3, limitation of the research. This research will be focused on student vocabulary mastery through watching cartoon film as a media. So number 4, problem of the research. Effect of watching cartoon films toward the student's ability master the vocabulary at SMP Negeri 2 Medan. 5. Objectives of the research. To find out the effectiveness cartoon film as a media on students' vocabulary mastery at SMP Negeri 2 Medan. Next, number 6, there is significance of the research. For the students, the researchers hope that the students are more motivated to learn about vocabulary mastery. For teachers, the researchers hope the teacher can know and understand what the student like in understanding vocabulary, and then the teachers can improve their creativity in teaching process. Next. Now, in here, there is hypothesis. So, here I present to data comparison, namely HA as a hypothesis alternative, and there is HO, hypothesis nihil. In here, HA, I enter the use of cartoon film as a media can improve the student vocabulary mastery at SMP Negeri 2 Medan, grade 9. And HO, the use of cartoon film as a media cannot improve the student vocabulary mastery at SMP Negeri 2 Medan, grade 9. It can be comparison. There is two differences between students. Okay, next we enter to chapter 2. In this chapter 2, there is review of literature. 2.1, definition of vocabulary. It was I explain what the definition of vocabulary. And next, there is 2.2, types of vocabulary. So in this learning, vocabulary have so many types. So I have explained in my paper, in my proposal, the types of vocabulary. And 2.3, vocabulary of mastery. And 2.4, synonym of vocabulary. And next, there is 2.5, the importance of vocabulary. And the last, in chapter 2, there is 2.6, the principle of learning of vocabulary. Okay? Can continue to chapter 3. In the chapter 3 is research method. 3.2, design of the research. Here, there are two groups. I make two groups. The first, experimental group 1, X1, as with cartoon film The Fancy Gentleman. Now, I take one title of the film is Fancy Gentleman. Okay, next, in group 2, I control group. Yeah, there is a control group X2 without cartoon film The Fancy Gentleman. Okay, next, 3.2, indicator of the research. First, the rated aspect, meaning the vocabulary, reading the vocabulary, pronounce the vocabulary, writing the vocabulary, and remember the vocabulary, is the indicator I take to get the point from the students. And number 2, the student will give the score 20 if they do correctly. Okay, next, 3.3, procedure of research. Divides into two groups, and according to their provisions, there is control group and experimental group. Okay, next, 3.4, population and sample. The population is taken from the number of students to be studied, and the sample is taken from one of the sample of the population that has been divided and studied from 50 students, and we can take 25 for sample and 25 for sample others. So the population is 50. Next, 3.5, instrument of collecting data. The researchers use multiple choice tests as the instrument to measure the students' progress and result of teaching learning activities. And 3.6, technique of collecting data. In the experimental class, the student has given the treatment by using animation movie, by YouTube videos, or by a movie, by a films, and the control group class is only given the conventional method. Finally, post-test is conducted to know the achievement of students in vocabulary after teaching learning has implemented. Okay, maybe that's all from me. If I have a lot of mistake, I do apologize. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.